Yep.
Steve Salvin, so that was a close one. Closer than you wanted it to be?
It was closer than I thought it was going to be at half time. But we actually said in the team talk before the game, today was an opportunity to learn. And I think that all the youngsters that play today will take a huge amount from that in terms of the learning. You know, we stuck to our guns. We made sure we got plenty of game time for those younger players today. And what they'll get off the back of that is a really good experience of how to manage a game. Something that we didn't do overly well, but like I said, we can afford to do that in this competition. That's what this competition is about. So I think what is important for the girls, you know, we lost that Quins game relatively heavily in the end. So let's enjoy the result, and then we'll review the performance, and we'll look forward for the Ealing game.
I mean, both sides were coming in off the back of 2 losses they didn't really want to remember.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a real battle there to come back with a result, right?
It did end up being a game of two halves. I think it was 24-7 in our favour at half time, having been 24-0 up. And then I think, if I'm honest, in that last phase of play, I will probably have made them favourites, even though we held the lead. You know, they were winning more collisions, they were finding space. We've got a player in the sin bin. But what we needed today was a competitive game, and like I said, everyone across the board got that today, and it's really good preparation for whatever's next for these guys. So a lot of some of our senior players will now be preparing to play Prem Rugby. Some of our more junior players, and there's a lot of them, might be going back into the university environment. But like I said, the learning that everyone will get from today is really significant.
And having trained in what was baking heat for 2 months, we arrived in torrential rain. Now the sun's out.
Yeah.
I guess that's great for them to actually play in some rain for a change.
Exactly, like I said, it was a learning experience today. That's what it had to be, and we expected. I mean, it rained literally all the way up here on the bus, so we were expecting to play the game in torrential rain. That didn't actually end up happening. But again, there'll be scenarios like this season where we arrive at the ground and it's baking hot, and all of a sudden, middle of the game, it starts pouring down with rain, and you'll have vice versa in terms of, you know, you'll rock up when it's raining and it turns nice like it did today. So in those situations, it's about how effectively you manage it. And I actually thought for the first probably 30-35 minutes today, the thing we did brilliantly was manage the game. I think for the last 50, that's the bit we let get away from us, and that's where collectively we'll take that learning.
So a few frustrations, but overall pleased?
Few frustrations, very, very pleased, and I want the girls to enjoy the fact that they've won a game.
Fantastic,
All
thank
right,
you.
Cheers.